Well, to me, it's very Charles Nelson Riley in Match Game,
Okay,
but
okay.
yeah,
Oh, a little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
with
okay.
that
That
scarf
spoiled it a
moment.
little bit for me.
Sorry.
I'm
Well,
telling you,
folks,
that boat split in half and is in the middle of the Atlantic right now. Okay, so
it's been
you said
84 years.
84 years. They went back to the Reed's cabin, and Mrs. Reed was dead
Oh
with
yeah,
booze and barbiturates.
yeah, and there's little Judy Garland in all of us,
Oh my
but
gosh. I'm
she
surprised the
has
oven wasn't open.
with a fresh pot of coffee missing.
Me coffee, yes.
Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
It's tonight
Ta-da!
on Murder She
Murder, She
Wrote.
Wrote.
Hey, I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified.
and this is tonight on Murder She Wrote. My
It sure
goodness, we got a
was.
good one for you
Oh my
today.
goodness. This one's
I
fun
got it.
and kind of creepy.
It's, I don't know what their vibe is. Like, I'm not sure what reference
The,
they're making.
the tone is across the board, that's for sure.
It reminds me a little bit, and partially because it's set on sea. There's this movie called
Hmm.
The Last of Sheila with Raquel Welch and oh goodness gracious, who else is in that? Diane Cannon and just an assortment. It's a mystery about
Hmm.
this guy who dies, James Coburn, and it's a little there's a little clue in there. There's a little yeah, it's a little Agatha Christie-ish. But for some reason, this reads 70s to me, this episode.
Oh,
This
that's
doesn't
fair.
read 80s.
Well, it reads 1920s to me. Did you see that boat? My God.
The
Ugh,
the Jinx ship, yes.
seriously.
That jinxed ship.
In case we're wondering, we're watching season one, episode 14. My
Yeah,
Johnny Lies
Johnny,
Over the Ocean
my
because
Johnny
we
lies
love a
over the
song,
sea.
Pen.
I gotta, so this, yeah, this intro is
This is
disorienting.
very 70s too. This is
It's,
like a scene out of Carrie,
yes,
right? It feels
yes,
very
this is
Carrie.
very Brian De Palma. Yes,
Yeah, that's it.
that is it. That's
Yep.
absolutely it. And
Hmm.
I wonder if because they were, I mean, the show always played around with different styles. Like there's one that's very Twin
Hmm.
Peaks. We're gonna get to one that's very that basically uses the psycho music, but way before the episode that involves the psycho house. This is so like
This
I
dream
expect Angie
sequence.
Dickinson to be soaping herself up
Ah,
right now.
good and
Yeah.
lathered up.
Yes.
No, we open with a scene of Belinda Montgomery, who plays Pamela Crane, Jessica's niece, just having kind of a sexy pool moment.
In a very
Slow
unflattering
motion.
one piece.
It's not good. It's not good.
She comes back in for like a tab and she discovers, oh no, my husband has shot himself.
Uh-huh. So this is a memory, right? This isn't just a dream.
This is
This
a
is her
dream.
memory. Do you
This is
think
a
it's a dream
dream.
or okay?
Well, because she immediately shoots right up and we see her. And I think we're meant to see that she's seeing herself. But
Well,
I just
it's
want
a
to point
dream of
out,
her memory, right? Like, do you think this is
yeah,
what actually happened? Like, she was in the pool having
uh,
like a sexy swim moment, and then all of a
a
sudden walked in
normal
to see her
swim.
dead husband? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we see that she's clearly in some sort of like I've paused it for a second because I want us to experience the nurse's response, which is not how you comfort someone.
No.
Because she sounds more stressed out than the patient, frankly. Uh, but she's clearly dealing with some PTSD.
Uh-huh.
So she wakes up.
Johnny! It's all right now, Pamela. I'm here. Easy now. It's all right. Lie down, dear. Lie down. It's a dream.
She's so stressed
Oh my God,
out.
the nurse is stressed, and she.
So stressed out.
How far back do we go where the nurses wear those little like cardboard hats on their head? Like, is this the 1960s? It feels like that's another reason why
Yeah.
it feels like more dated than the 80s.
Yeah, and this
All the nurses have these
sanitarium
little like they might as
is,
well be Donald Duck. Like, come on.
yeah. I believe, are we meant to believe this is Boston?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember where, well, because this is the first time we meet Jessica's brother.
Hmm.
Hello, hello.
Dr.
Uh,
Marshall McGill.
and as a McGill, that means he is obviously her brother, as opposed to
Yep.
some other random
Hmm.
relationship in the
That
scene.
brings our Fletcher family tree up to 6 relatives that we have met now,
Oh
with Pamela
goodness.
and Dr. Marshall. Yeah. A niece, no, 2 nieces, no, 3 nieces at this point, three in 13 episodes, a nephew, a cousin, and the brother.
So Pepper, sorry, we don't know that yet.
Pamela.
Pamela
Pamela. And
is
her
Jessica's
creepy
niece.
nurse. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, look at the fucking Titanic.
It is rather large, isn't it?
It's large and it looks ancient. I mean, I know they make a reference that it's like an old boat, but do you think it's an old boat specifically because this is what they had access to?
Where is,
This looks like it went down in the Adriatic Sea. What is going on here?
well, okay, so it has a sign on the boat or very clearly overhang on the boat, which
Hmm.
means it's not the name of the boat because they're hiding it.
Yeah.
But what is this? Yeah, see right there? It's
It
covering,
says Cristalino.
but it's covering what it really is called.
Yeah. Maybe this is like a museum item. This is sitting at some pier somewhere and people walk through it and
Is
take
this the Queen
pictures.
Mary? Like, where are we?
Oh, good question. They're trying to make
Um,
excuses. Oh, I love this white coat on Jessica, by the way. Chic.
Chic. It has like this caping
Really
effect.
cute. Yeah. We meet the
Uh,
Reeds at the
the
dock.
Reeds.
And they ask Mrs. Reed to take a picture of them, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know, I can't take a picture. How do I do this? What button do I
Which
push?"
button do I click? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's utterly, utterly useless. But that's
Totally,
important.
yeah. We got to I mean, they really lead into this section like, "I can't operate a camera," which I know is important, but
I was
it's
right.
a
It's the
little
Queen
thick.
Mary. It is the
Is it
Queen
right? Is it
Mary.
the Queen Mary? Yeah.
Yep,
And
they
that's
filmed
why
this
it
in Long
looks
Beach.
old.
Very close to where I live.
Yeah.
So I can say the clinic was filmed at the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary in Los Angeles.
Hmm.
And then bits and pieces were shot at Universal Studios. And the ship interior shots are all filmed on location.
Okay, so when did the Queen Mary actually sail the seas?
That's a very good question. A while ago.
Yeah. Too long ago
Uh,
for them to be taking a pleasure cruise on it in the 80s, I think.
well, this is not meant to be the Queen Mary. It's meant to be that but
Castellano, the great, the great Cristini is
it
back.
ran 1936 to 67.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
It actually ran that late. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, and famously haunted.
All right.
Um, it was started to be it
Mm-hmm.
took like 6 years to build, or actually 4 years to build. That was launched September 34th. Sorry, that was christened September 34, and then the maiden voyage was not for 2 years later, almost 2 years, in 36.
That's quite a
Um,
project.
yeah.
They better look out for icebergs. That's all I gotta say. I don't think that boat can handle it. We did just get our first introduction to the
Oh,
crazy secretaries
yes.
who are on this pleasure cruise with them, played by, of course, Jo Anne Worley and Vicki Lawrence.
Naturally.
Praise,
Naturally. Again, maybe that's why we think this is the 70s.
maybe.
Uh, Jo Anne
It's
Worley, who I
heavily
saw
coded.
live. I saw Jo Anne
You
Worley live
did.
in the Drowsy Chaperone.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
treat. That show
and
that's a great one act musical.
it's not one act, it's two acts.
I think it's one act, isn't it? We will find out.
It's got
Encyclopedia.
two sides. It's long if it's
It
not
is
if
long.
it's
Yeah.
so maybe there's not a break. Maybe there isn't a
I
break.
don't think I could be wrong. I could be wrong. No, there's 2 acts.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
you're wrong.
I'm the wrongest.
It's okay. Because the conceit of it is that when he turns the album over, he plays the
Mm,
wrong album because the
that's the
first
joke.
the second act starts with
Yeah,
an incongruous King and I type
yeah,
act.
yeah.
But I do, as a burlesque performer, I do Jo Anne Worley's pearls, where she flings them around.
Hmm.
That's one of my signatures that
Signature
I stole
move.
from her.
Totally. And I was today
Uh,
years old when I realized that Jo Anne Worley is the voice of the cabinet in Beauty and the Beast. Had no
it's
idea. I
she
cannot believe I
certainly
didn't know
is.
that.
She certainly is.
What a waste of human brain space I am. I can't believe it. That's
Oh,
that's that's iconic information.
yeah, she's pretty
Yeah,
spectacular.
yeah.
Uh, and I think she's still with us.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I don't want to speak too
Yeah, she
soon,
was born
but
in 1937. She was born when the Queen Mary launched.
oh my gosh, so it's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
Uh, but she and Vicki Lawrence are playing a little differently aged. I think Vicki
Yeah,
Lawrence is playing a little older than she is, and Jo Anne Worley's playing a little younger than
I
she
think
is.
so too. Yeah.
And that's important because several of the characters have to be around
Hmm.
44, including our who we just
Specifically.
saw. Yeah, we just saw a glimpse of the purser, I guess her name
Yeah.
is the distinction, which
Hmm.
is Diane Shelley, played
Played
by
by
the
Linda.
beautiful
Oh,
Lynda Day George.
yeah. Who was on Mission Impossible, I think, for many years.
That checks out.
Yeah.
She's got like this sort of classic like Charlie's Angels-ish.
I I was thinking she was like a combo of Farrah Fawcett and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah,
Like she
I
has
can
that
see
kind of
that.
vibe. Yeah.
So
The
Pepper's
80s
hair.
version.
Can we just break down Pepper's hair just for a
Let's
second?
do. Let's do.
What's
It does not
up?
belong to any decade. It
No,
it
it's
is its own time. I
and
couldn't
I
help but thinking it's a little bit Linda Hamilton in the first Terminator movie,
yes,
but a
yes, a
little
little
bigger.
shag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a wig because she's
Oh,
covering up where the lace or the hard front would be.
yeah, yeah. It's
It's
also a
hard to
little
be
mullet.
sure.
There's a little mullet
A little
going on.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her in this
Well,
episode. I think she's good.
she is, and she gets pretty hysterical, but they
Yeah.
don't make it too cartoonish.
No. She doesn't make a fool of
Um,
herself like some of these people.
this
Ooh, can we
gorgeous
talk
man,
about this Ramon, the ship's
aka
steward?
our friend Beau Bridges. He looks like several drag kings that I know.
Oh, for sure he does. Oh my God.
Yeah,
You're right.
and it's just the cutest little butt. Just want
And
to,
he looks so good in those white pants.
and those shoes, like
Oh,
it,
Ramon.
he
Oh,
does this little thing with
Ramon.
his
Ramon.
mustache. Oh,
Yes. And consistently
adorable.
flirts with Jessica this episode, which I'm here
Yeah,
for. I thought she would shun his advances, but no, she's here for it.
I mean she's
She's not
yeah
indulging, but she's like,
yeah.
okay, okay, let's flirt.
She seems to have some fun with him.
Uh, so back to the episode. They're in their cabin, and
Have we actually said okay?
I
So
don't even know.
officially,
Yeah,
Pamela's husband died.
yeah.
She's believe it or
Unalived
not,
himself 4 months
yeah.
ago. Yeah, she went to the
Sh-
sanitarium. Now Jessica's taking her on a pleasure cruise to, lighten her up.
Deconstruct, yeah.
Yeah.
And she brought the letter that Johnny, her dead husband, wrote
Hmm.
explaining why he killed himself or that he was going to.
Yeah.
And we've also learned, I think by now, that he was adopted and that for some reason was this shameful secret.
That's a wild. I was like, and
I know.
like that's a
I
big
know.
deal. Come on. It's a device. I get it. I get it. But
Yeah.
please, let's give ourselves a little more to work with here.
Like at least make him
Um,
a bastard. How about
honestly,
that?
something. Give him a
Make
pass. Give him
him,
a criminal
yeah, give
history,
him.
something, a record.
'Cause
No, we don't get any of that.
I mean, I was saying at least a bastard, like literally, like make
Oh,
him at
truly.
least like born out of wedlock. Where that, I mean, I guess
Hmm.
he is born out of wedlock. The suggestion is if he was adopted, but
But
make
like,
him
who
like
gives a damn about that anymore?
I know it's
I know
again
this is
so
the
dated,
80s, but
but it's the 80s doing the
yeah,
1940s.
yeah, it really is. I feel like we're watching Now Voyager and Betty Davis is going to round a corner at any moment.
That's good, delightful. This silk blouse on Jessica, this white pantsuit
So
on Mrs.
good.
Reed,
Uh-huh.
and then this frumpy whatever the hell this is with sheer
What is it?
sleeves
She
that
looks like
Pamela
she's
has
wearing
on.
sweatpants. Pamela looks like she's wearing Spalding sweatpants or something.
Yeah, like that should be a leotard. Like that
Yeah,
pattern only belongs as a leotard.
Truly. With like lace on the collar, it does not make sense.
Don't you go trying
I
to
mean, she is a
fascinate
product of some time in this movie or this show.
She's the one
Yikes.
who's like gone past. So everyone else is living in the past. She's
Uh-huh.
gone like hyper future.
Truly. So they're at dinner. Oh, there's like a great little moment with the maitre d' here that I can't get enough of. I watched it 3 times.
The husband and I quote Jessica in this moment
It's really
frequently.
special.
So let's get this Jessica moment.
Let's
Hang
do
on.
it.
Chopped walnuts, mushrooms, and covered with mustard sauce. Mmm.
It's so great. That little
Sounds delicious.
hmm.
Mm.
So
Also, that recipe sounds pretty good. I would
it
try
does
it.
seem fine.
Yeah.
I've made the rough equivalent for my husband before on the
Okay.
basis of this episode, frankly. But Pamela is so put out that this is a recipe that she made up and that it was Johnny's favorite. So why would this restaurant in the ship have that as a special? And the maitre d' even says, "This must be some person's idea of a joke."
That is
This
not a
is
special on our menu.
Any way to find
The
a special
impropriety of it all.
oh my goodness.
it was right.
So I mean, so some things are a little weird already. Things are
Yeah.
are getting a little
Yeah.
gas lady, frankly.
hmm they're fucking with Pam.
Yeah, fucking with
They're
Pam.
fucking with
If
Pepper, I should say.
fucking with Pepper would be a great name for this episode if,
No.
but
If
we'll have to
only.
censor it. We'll have to like do like the
Star
ampersands and the
ampersand.
hashtag. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking but it has to be IN apostrophe.
Absolutely. Fucking sounds too salacious.
Just too much just fucking with. So Jessica is in sleuth mode, as
Yeah.
naturally she would be, and her motivation is to figure out who's fucking with her niece.
Yeah.
Uh, the letter that Johnny wrote and the
I'm going to keep this.
letter that offer oh, that was the first weird thing, is that
Yeah.
the champagne in theory came from
There was
the
champagne
the
in their
dead
room.
the dead husband
Yeah.
that was signed to Pepper from Johnny.
Right.
And the handwriting matches.
Totally. Very curious. And Jessica tasting the wine to make sure
Tasting
it's
the
not
wine.
poisoned or something. Smelling
Which
it, sniffing it. Good
she
for
did
her.
a very good job not getting any bubbles out, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's some flat champagne. I would not want to drink it. Meanwhile, Pamela's out on the deck at night having her Rose DeWitt Picaire moment.
A very like neo-noir moment
hmm
here.
Jack Dawson's going to stroll down that staircase in a minute. Save her from jumping.
Or
Oh,
push her,
wow. That
because this
outfit
is
really is ugly. Wow.
she is, and it's like layered. Like
Oh,
you see
God. It's
how it
like
has tiers.
Beetlejuice meets. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Meanwhile, Jo Anne Worley is having the time of her life. These side characters that again are all meant to be like suspect
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Um, she's
I can't help but think that Vicki Lawrence and Jo Anne Worley are a little underused in this episode for what they're really good at. Especially Vicki Lawrence. She feels a little prudish in this, where I kind of would
the
want her
wettest of
to.
blankets.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, that scream
Scolding.
at the scolding,
Yeah.
please.
And we'll get a good moment with them and Angela in a little bit
Yeah.
when they have their one real scene together.
hmm
But yeah, it's funny. Like this was just the life of a working actor, is you just took
Yeah.
on roles like this. I just want
hmm
to point out that Pepper has been pushed, and there's this guy
Yes.
right here, this guy, and he's just hanging out, staring at him like, huh,
The
yeah,
crowd scenes in this episode, exceptional.
she sure did fall. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
That sucks.
she's got a little bump on her head.
What was her? And who's the captain of the ship?
Why, it's Mr.
Leslie
Leslie
Nielsen.
Nielsen. That's
Uncle
Captain
Lucas.
Daniels.
Come on.
Uh,
He's so handsome.
he is. He is. So you may know him from Naked Gun. You may know him from Airplane. You may know him from any number of things, frankly.
hmm
But to us, he's Uncle Lucas from The Golden Girls.
That's right,
Blanche's
he is.
uncle. And Dorothy's. husband in the final scene.
Hmm.
I bet you can read my
Ready,
mind right
Freddy.
now.
Yes, Dorothy, I can. I
Now,
have to say,
and
like
he was a
he plays a
serious actor.
rather, yeah, he was a serious actor. And then what was his first turn? Was it Airplane?
It was Airplane and Naked Gun, where
Yeah,
I don't remember which was first, but they were neck and neck.
Airplane was first, I think.
Okay.
And
Police Squad then followed.
oh, Police Squad, of course. That's right.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I think Police Squad was first, and Naked Gun was based essentially on Police Squad,
it was, but I don't.
right?
Let's find out together. Okay, so Airplane was 1980,
Hmm.
and do. As we go, as we go.
While you look that up, I can't help but he's so funny. He is so funny, and he had already done comedy at this point, and he is not funny in this episode.
No,
He
he's a
is
little wooden,
dry
but he's
as can
charming,
be.
but a little
Sure,
wooden.
he's handsome, charming, and he plays a clear character, but knowing what he can do, I keep waiting for the punchline, and it just is never there. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
there's a
He's
few
still easy to look at.
he plays oh actually no, Police Squad was 1982. So
Okay, so Airplane was the one.
after he plays a bastard really well. Like he's
Oh
a
yeah.
bastard in Creepshow. He's a
Oh my gosh,
bastard
yeah.
in Nuts with Barbara Streisand. He's actually when Barbara Streisand plays a call girl, and
Mm,
he is the John that gets too fresh with her and she kills him
hmm.
in self-defense. Or did she? That's what the movie's about. Um,
Oh.
but he can play a real heel.
Yeah, he's good at it. I
Yes.
wonder if this
But
is
he's
just
got
like stock footage of the Queen Mary.
I mean, I think it has to be because Queen
It
Mary
must be.
hasn't I was gonna say flown,
Yeah.
hasn't sailed uh in since the 60s. It
Also, that ship
stopped.
is polluting the environment. Did you see all that black smoke?
I did.
Jesus.
Well,
I would not want to sit on that deck.
that's the 60s for you, which
I
tells you that it
guess.
probably was, and then they like colorized it.
Hmm. Um, actually, there's kind of a fun give and take between Leslie Nielsen's captain and Jessica in this episode too.
Yes,
Like they're both sort of trying to assert dominance, but
he takes on
very
the
gently.
detective role,
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
one that doesn't quite want her to interfere. And he
Hmm.
doesn't want her to interfere because he's supposed to be the captain, and
Hmm.
he doesn't want to believe that someone's actually a
Yeah.
danger on his ship.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. So Jessica insisted they have security for her niece. And so there's just a guy on the ship following them around on the deck.
Relax and enjoy him.
That's what I would do. Look at those tight
uh,
white pants. Come on.
I know.
He's a good-looking guy too.
Yeah, the arm hair is a little confusing because it stops
It's
very abruptly,
it's
but
very heavy on the lower forearm, but
just right
only
there.
there. Yeah.
Only there.
Sorry, sir.
Eh.
Might be a trip to the wax.
I feel like he started to get waxed like on the top of his arm, and then
Hmm.
it freaked out, so he said,
Yeah.
"Never mind."
Like I like my arm hair. Keep it there. Okay, so
So, yeah,
Pepper is telling
we
the
find out
name
a little bit
Pepper.
about Johnny. I know it's so if we haven't actually said it out loud, Pepper is the pet name that Johnny had for her. For
Pamela.
some reason, she's not even particularly peppery. If she was a redhead, I feel like that
It
would
doesn't make
actually make
sense,
more
does it?
sense.
Maybe because she cooked for him.
That's not enough.
Meanwhile,
That's
Superman here.
oh my goodness, yes. Also very handsome in tight pants.
Very cute. Look at those butt cheeks.
Look at that.
He is very cute. He's a
We
little
have some
Twinkie.
we have some good contenders for hashtag hot guys of Murder She Wrote
We sure do.
on at
Of all
Murder She
ages
Wrote
and
Pod.
ethnicities, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm into it.
everyone's
Um,
dreamy.
so Jessica is essentially trying to get her niece laid. Is that
Her
what's happening here?
traumatized niece. Yeah,
Good for her.
because there's this boy who we don't
Doing God's
know.
work.
We don't know, but this boy in the polo shirt who
Yeah.
we met a little earlier and that kind of flirted with Pamela
Hmm.
just a little.
A meet cute, an
He
instant meet cute.
might be a bad guy. He could very well be the one who's trying to who's fucking with Pepper. He might in fact be.
Possibly. But he's never really a suspect though.
No, but the fact that and that Jessica doesn't understand what's happening and
Yeah.
immediately flings her traumatized niece at random boy in a polo shirt, it just seems a little
It's like, you've been freaking out a lot, girl. Let's get you some.
basically.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
Oh God.
but we find out from Pamela that Johnny got a letter from his adopted or original mother, birth mother, that's the word.
Yes. Yeah.
And that may have, created the cascade of his
Hmm.
eventual undoing.
There's some
Um,
curious things happening since
so
that.
the question might be, okay, well then maybe we're looking for a birth mother
Yeah.
as our antagonist, not just some random creep in the
Right.
bushes.
Right. It's
And
going to start investigating women of a certain age.
yes,
Yeah. Sounds like modern America. Jesus.
we're all investigating, and we're gay guys, so we love women of a certain
We
age.
sure do.
This is a buffet
Oh my
right here
gosh.
of fabulousness.
Yeah.
But then Jessica's brother calls and says, "Oh hey, Pamela's house was broken into," and he says it so casually. It's a by the
Oh yeah.
way. It's a
Didn't
by
think
the way.
anything. Yeah.
I'm always fascinated, especially on a Murder, She Wrote, but in general. But whenever Jessica enters a place and sees it completely ransacked, like, well, they didn't take
Hmm.
anything. How the fuck would you know?
Did you go through
If
every item? Is it a
if
minimalist
someone
household, sir?
if
You don't
someone were
know. You don't know.
to take something of mine, it depending on what it was,
Hmm.
I
It could
don't
be
know if I would
months before I
notice.
realize.
Because what if they
And
were
just
like, oh, nothing of value, consolation prize, I'm gonna take these shoes.
please.
Unless I'm really, I wouldn't know to look for the shoes missing.
Yeah. Unless you're like, I need those pink pumps today.
And I do need those pink pumps
I
today
do need
because
those pink pumps today.
that shows that I'm the killer. If you
Uh-huh. Man's
remember
pink pumps.
your deadly lady. Ah,
You
oh
sure
God,
do.
we're referencing our references.
Oh, I know.
We have a moment for these
God
ladies right
help us.
here exercising.
Oh, in it's Glinda and Elphaba
It's
in
so
pink and
good.
green.
It's so good.
It was a good color combo then, and it is now.
Pink goes good with
Oh,
green.
hey Ramon.
Hi,
Oh, Ramon.
Ramon.
He is okay, he's fucking cute, okay?
He's very,
Look
very
at
cute.
that jawline. And
It's
I don't know if you saw
exceptional.
him on IMDb, Paul Carafotes. I don't know if I said that right, but he is still a good-looking guy.
Oh, I should check him out. Let me see. Paul, he
Wait,
says?
can we just play what he says to her just a minute
Oh,
ago?
certainly.
Oh my God.
Most disappointed when you did not appear.
Oh, how sweet. I was indisposed.
I hope this evening you will do me the honor of one dance, perhaps some more. I will show you my uchi kuchi.
How did you know, Ramon? That's the one thing I've been dying to see.
Buongiorno, buongiorno, Mr. Richardson.
And then he immediately get like clearly he's been instructed
Yes.
to
Yeah.
make people
Uh-huh.
feel welcome
My
on this
God.
ship.
Cynthia Lee Fontaine
Oh, he is
wishes.
gorgeous.
Isn't he good
Oh,
looking?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's very
I think he's my
handsome.
number one. And I know he's supposed to be, but you know, whatever.
No, that's more than
We'll take the
fine. I
low-hanging
don't know
fruit.
if the mustache is real. I will say that.
It looks very fake.
It looks very, very fake.
Yeah.
He was a regular on Knots Landing. Okay,
Um,
cool.
I just have to say, Pamela walking around with on this first date with a guy following them could not do it.
No, you couldn't enjoy him. You couldn't enjoy the
How could
bodyguard.
I I would enjoy the bodyguard. But if someone were walking behind me while I'm trying to like flirt with somebody, how am I supposed to talk about, the hanky panky?
Well, it was a different time, Petra.
I guess.
I don't think that Pamela was actually going to sleep with him at this moment
Why
per
not?
se.
Why
I know.
not?
I know. Because she's
I wanted her
traumatized. She's
to.
not thinking straight.
It,
She's just not.
she needs it.
She does. She does.
She
So
just got
she's
a
had another
call.
moment.
Yeah. She got what is it called? It was like uh like some sort of
Telegram.
telegram or
A
something.
telegram. Yeah.
A telegram. Because that was still a thing.
Yeah, you can still get
Telegrams.
telegrams. They don't look
Singing?
like
I
that
hope.
anymore. No, but like you can get it through like Western Union, I think.
True.
But
She got a
the
telegram that
telegram
would refer
was
to her as Pepper.
Pepper.
Captain, I think we should.
See, this episode gives real like slasher movie vibes.
Yes.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
While
Very,
having
again,
like
it's
kooky
Brian De
characters.
Palma.
Yeah.
That's absolute. I wonder if that
Yeah.
was the inspiration, was something like that. Because this reads very like movie of the week,
True.
uh,
Alex.
thriller. Yeah.
Very much. I think we need a moment to just appreciate Lynda Day George in this scene. She's very
Oh
striking,
yes.
isn't she?
Also, once again, they love to do this with their leading or their suspects when they have to explain why they're somewhere. They do this in a
Hmm.
plain episode. Hang on, let's see.
For a very simple reason. I needed an escape from a difficult
She's
relationship.
explaining why she's on the boat.
A love
Mhm.
affair.
Yes.
The gentleman's name.
Is that necessary?
It is.
Jeffrey Wyndham. He's an attorney, but please don't call his house. His wife will answer.
They love to do that.
About this
They love
telex?
to be like, oh, it must be a man, because that's the only reason that a woman would like
Several days.
It
do
makes her
change her
so much less
plans.
interesting. It's true. Yes. You're right. Um, very disappointing. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh
It sort of
well.
reduces her character to just like some morning
Floozy.
mistress, right? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, clearly
I was
she's
gentler on her, but
she's a
Lucy's okay.
professional. She's
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, Ramon
oh,
on his
Ramon.
mustache.
And
We also
Jessica
neglected
gives
to
it right
mention
back.
that they determined that they're going to try to find people on board who booked their trip after Jessica and Pamela did and who are of a certain age. So that's why we've
Right.
narrowed it down to four women essentially. The two secretaries, Mrs. Reed and uh Purser Shelley
The
here.
purser.
Yeah. What is a
Yes, because there
purser?
are no other women on this boat that we've met, frankly,
No,
or that
none.
we're going to meet, because this is
Right.
already a lot of characters.
Mm-hmm. What is a purser? I gotta know. I'm looking it up. Purser on a ship. I spelled it wrong. The administrative officer and manager responsible for words, David.
Yeah.
Oh, Petra.
You're feeling very split right now.
You know, the administrative officer and manager responsible for handling money, managing onboard finances, and providing guest services. Okay. Customer service. Thank you, Purser.
Yes. I guess because someone has to do that, it can't be the captain. Captain's too busy.
Okay, so yes.
Oh,
So now we're Jessica's going to investigate all of these women who are potential suspects to be Pamela's dead husband's birth mother. And she finds the two secretaries in the dining room. And Mr. Devon, I have to tell you, I thought this
yeah.
scene had so much potential, and then it was a thud for me.
Really?
These three actors all together at a
Yeah.
table, Lansbury, Worley, and Lawrence, and
Lawrence.
this is the scene we got. Like, please. It did not do it for me. I was so disappointed.
Well,
Essentially,
alas,
Jessica's
it's
like, I've had a
it's just
terrible time, and they're
exposition.
like, yeah, we had to use our vacation time, and we're having a great time. And that was it.
Well, because we have to remove them from the suspect
I
list.
know.
The whole point of this is just to say no, they just happen to be on the boat because of circumstance,
We
and that they were
couldn't do it to the.
secretaries who needed
Ugh,
their time off, basically.
I guess. But I feel like we sold them short. We sold these two actors short. They are such personalities.
And this is it for them too, right?
Yeah, that's it. They don't really show up again.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's it for them.
And Vicky
Well,
was already like weren't they already like such names in the
oh
industry
yeah,
at
these
this
are famous
point?
people. These are famous
Yeah,
people. But that's what this show did all the time. We saw Lyle
I
Wagner in like
guess.
30 seconds in a previous episode. Like everyone is sort of
Yeah,
equalized in these shows.
they are. It's if you are not Lansbury, you are not the star.
And if you think about it, that's actually very smart
Yeah,
because one of the things about like a lot of 90s and 2000s like Law and Orders and NYPD Blues and stuff
yeah,
like that, the big name is gonna be either the suspect or the killer or the
sure.
deceased.
Yeah,
So to have all these big names, you're like, well, it could be anyone,
yeah,
which is a very, like Agatha Christie adaptation move to make.
sure. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, but you're right. In 42 minutes, it's a very brief amount of time compared to what you might get out of
Yeah.
Maggie Smith and Betty Davis in a
I'm
Agatha Christie adaptation.
I mean, if you watch like something like SVU now and there's a big name in it, you know that person plays a big role
Yeah,
in
they're going
like
for the Emmy.
they want that. Yep, it's any
Yeah.
bait. But here they're such throwaway characters in some way. Okay, we finally, by the way, got to the murder of the episode. Can we
Oh,
just talk
yeah.
about that? We are 13 minutes from the end and someone has finally been murdered.
33 minutes in, and
Yeah,
well, actually 32 some minutes in, and
yeah,
Mrs. Reed, does Mrs. Reed have a first name? Yes.
yes.
Doctor, short
Dr.
shrift
Andrea
indeed, Dr.
Jeffries
Andrea
Reed.
Jeffries Reed.
Look at her IMDb headshot, by the way. Stunning.
Stunning. And we're
Stunning.
told that the Reeds are regular visitors on
Yeah.
the captain's cruise line, right? Like they
Yeah. He
frequently.
says he knows them.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't believe that the
Yeah.
husband possibly could be a suspect or that
Right.
Mrs. Reed could be a suspect.
Right. Well, he doesn't have any role in this until right now.
Just
He,
about.
he's
Yeah.
essentially inconsequential up until this point, right? Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, he's important,
Yeah.
but
It changes the mood real quick.
yeah. He's kind of cute too, I gotta say. There's something kind of cute about him.
Handsome guy. Yeah. Handsome guy.
Handsome's a stretch,
Oh,
but he's cute. He has that
he's
this actor Lawrence Pressman, who plays Mr. Reed, has had a long career.
was he
I
cuter at
think
a certain
he's
time?
good question.
Is this not a good era for him? Because sometimes the 80s aren't nice to our gentlemen
That's fair.
or our ladies for that matter. But
Yeah, anybody.
what
But
Jason Evers?
he's still working. He's still in things that have yet to be released.
Damn.
But yeah, this
And
is the
another
kind of
one,
career I would want as an actor, is like to be in everything for a day and make a career out of it.
another one who is not only in a Star Trek, but as many of we could have
Mhm.
done as often as we mentioned the Golden Girls, we could mention Star Trek on this show.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
he's another one who was in Escape from Planet of the Apes. Uh,
Ah,
that
okay.
that damn movie.
Yes.
It keeps coming up. Mannix keeps coming up. So those who don't realize, I keep track of what the actors have also been in, where
Yeah,
you might recognize them from, and I posted on the at Murder She Wrote Pod Instagram, and so I keep seeing the same names very frequently, of the same series or the same
sure.
movies, and it's like, oh wow, this person, oh wow, oh wow.
There's a lot
So
of Mission Impossible crossover with these guest stars, I've noticed. A
yep,
lot.
yep.
By the way, I just want to say you do such a good job curating those
Oh,
posts. They are so
thank you.
fun. I never know what's coming, and it's a treat.
Thank you. I mean, I follow a lot of Murder She Wrote Instagrams, and
Yeah,
I didn't want to duplicate
yeah,
frankly, I think what Murder She Wrote
hmm
1984 might be one of the best, frankly.
yeah.
So if you're listening, hi, thanks for
Oh,
being a fan.
it really is great. It's one of the few I actually follow. Yeah.
Oh, Ramon.
I suppose we should update you. So we're back in the cabin. Mr. Reed, Jessica
Are you
and
following along, everybody? Have
the
you?
captain are interviewing Mr. Reed basically, and he was like, "I thought I knew her. I thought I knew. We've only been married a short time." And did we mention that they went back to the Reed's cabin and Mrs. Reed was dead
Oh,
with
yeah.
booze and barbiturates?
Yeah. And there's little Judy Garland in all of us.
Oh my
But
gosh. I'm
she
surprised the
has,
oven wasn't open.
with a fresh pot of coffee missing.
Coffee, yes.
But the idea is that Mrs. Reed must have been Johnny's mother, and I believe by now we've discovered that that's true.
Yes. Yeah, she
And
was. She
so,
was in fact Johnny's mother.
okay, so Johnny, who's dead, his mother, in theory, was traumatizing the dead Johnny's wife,
Yes.
widow, Pepper. Why?
I think trying to kill her, but then
But why?
here's they sort of wrap this up at the end with
Is
a
it an
flimsy
inheritance thing?
explanation,
There's
like,
an
oh, she was
inheritance
trying to
thing.
kill her and then she didn't, and then she tried to kill herself because she was this. I don't know. It didn't really make
It's
sense to
got to
me.
be inheritance.
It was kind of
Because if
grasping.
Johnny's dead and then rich Dr. Andrea is dead, that means the money would no longer go to her son. It would now go to her spouse,
Hmm.
which it may have gone anyway. But if
They
the
never bring that up even. They never bring that up.
no,
Oh, wait. So Mr. Reed's going to get all the money from his rich wife, who is now dead from
right.
barbiturates and booze. But
But in
why would,
theory, it
I
could have
mean,
gone to
could it go to the
Johnny.
son and then the son's wife? I guess. I don't remember that ever coming up.
Hmm.
Oh, here's the giveaway moment, by the way.
Oh yes, she must not have hired because there are too many loose ends with a private investigator.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
says, "Oh, it probably wasn't a private investigator. Andrea was a great photographer.
yeah, yeah.
Was
Because
she?"
there's these photographs that were taken of Pepper, and
And
he
she didn't
swears
know which
that
button to
Mrs.
push.
Reed, yeah, she was
Hmm.
a fumbling idiot at the camera. Idiot. Dum dum.
Poor
No
Dr.
brain.
Reed. Poor Dr. Reed. Um,
Uh,
and Jessica's not convinced. She says,
no.
no,
She's certain
she
that
was
he
a
did it.
bright, hardworking
She
woman
knows.
who made a mistake early in her life, but she didn't deserve to be murdered.
She just got laid. That's all.
The mistake, frankly, that's a little judgmental
It is. I
for
agree.
Jessica.
Like it's because Jessica, it's a circumstance that many women have to deal with, right? Like
Right.
many
Oh,
people
just
deal with.
wait till we get to the episode later this season, which includes abortion
Oh
as
yeah,
a motivation.
bring it
That
on.
for 1984, holy shit, I was not
Hmm.
prepared. And they say abortion a lot in that episode.
Yeah, let's lay it on thick. Emmy bait.
If it was made today, certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
So Jessica is insistent to Captain Nielsen that Mr. Reed did it.
Captain Nielsen.
I don't know his
Uh,
name.
Daniels. Captain
Daniels.
Daniels.
Fair. That's not as interesting to me.
It has it on, he has a little badge. It says it
Yeah,
right there.
that's true. That's true.
Um, and they're
And he is
sparring
not
right now.
about it. Yeah.
No.
But their sparring is very gentle. There is
No, no
not a lot of
venom.
agitation. No.
Mm-mm.
They're
Mm-mm.
pretty gentle to each other. Um Again, I don't even know, I don't really know his point of view in this episode. I don't really know who he is.
Who are you?
Yeah. Who are you, sir?
Um, I take him as very by the book, which is a
I
little
guess.
boring, but by the book. Been at this a very long time, has never had an issue like this before, and is a
Yeah.
little cranky that this woman has burst the bubble of his great record.
Yeah, he's supposed to wrap up this death and move on.
Maybe
He's a
retire in like two
he's a
years.
peace-loving Taurus. That's who he is. Calling it. Oh, this is wild. We get a cut to Mr. Reed in his cabin talking to the portrait of his dead wife
Why did
and
they bring
talking.
that?
This is so
Why does he
dumb,
have a framed
so
portrait
nonsensical.
of his wife? Why would you,
Oh
in a
God.
very thick, substantial frame? Like
This
that
would take
took,
up a lot of space in the luggage. This is when people traveled with more.
it's
So,
very strange.
yeah. Oh, but what a great scene we get. Jessica shows up playing drunk as a skunk.
As a skunk. She's
It's
got that bottle of wine
ridiculous.
that we saw earlier, although I'm not sure
Uh-huh.
it's actually the same bottle, but she is
I bet she had so much fun.
oh God. It's fantastic. She's slurring, she's bobbing and weaving, and she is acting an absolute fool so that what's his name? Mr. Reed,
Mr.
George,
Reed. Yeah.
uh thinks that she not is a dotty old lady, which sometimes she does,
Hmm.
not is an aggressive menace, which
Yeah.
sometimes she does, but
Yeah.
instead an utter drunkard who he can easily stop from
Uh-huh.
revealing his secret.
Overpower, take care of in a jiff.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. She always knows how to play it.
She gets it. She reads people like filth and then plays them
It's another
down.
reason that I love that scene in Broadway Malady where she emasculates
Uh-huh.
the murderer, and it's like as his mother, and it's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, so good.
Barry.
Barry. Yeah, so good.
Um, I like these little glimpses into Angela Lansbury getting to do something a little different because
Mhm.
my goodness, I can't imagine doing 22 episodes a season for 12 seasons gets a little monotonous.
She wanted to
But even in
quit.
season one, she was like, "Can I do this? Can I do that? Let's do that." Do
Mhm.
you remember, the episode where she's in the bar dancing at the
Oh
jukebox?
yes. Oh
My
my
favorite
yes.
moment of the series, I think.
When she's the sleazy broad with the potato
Yeah.
pancake. I know. It's fantastic. Uh,
Potato pancake. It's
potato
true.
pancake.
It's true. So she's
So,
she's playing drunk and she's like, "Hey, I know that you did it because
your wife
she's giving
can't
it
take
away.
pictures.
Your wife can take pictures and you told me she could, and that's her evidence." Which also wouldn't really hold up in a court of law. Let's
But
be honest
again,
here.
she knows they have to confess.
Uh-huh.
She gets them to do it, and occasionally they don't. We'll get to those
Occasionally.
too.
Yeah.
But usually they
Still waiting.
crumble. They
Yeah.
crumble and incriminate themselves so quickly.
See, he
Now,
looks good in this outfit. I'm just gonna say he actually does look quite handsome in this look.
it's very, well, to me, it's very Charles Nelson Riley in Match Game.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah,
Oh, a little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
with
okay.
that
That
scarf
spoiled it a
moment.
little bit for me.
Sorry. Charles
It's the
Nelson
scarf that
Riley.
does it.
Yeah,
Who else?
yes.
With this red
Uh,
jacket.
yeah,
Jessica,
it's
we
smart.
forgot to mention that Jessica is wearing a really dowdy, heavy, dark coat and fedora, which she never wears ever.
I
But there's a reason for it.
I guess it was lent to her by somebody on the ship, or maybe it was found in
Must
Lost and
be.
Found.
Because nobody wanted that outfit. They lost it on purpose. So Mr. Reed is essentially hunting down Jessica, drunk
She
Jessica, on this cruise
wanders
ship.
sauntering on the deck.
And she's performing for the camera, not for Mr. Reed at this point.
She has to go, yes, but she's going slow enough where if he sees her, he has to be
Hmm.
able to catch up with her or
Yeah,
know where she's going to end up.
yeah.
Because there she is at the place where he first attacked Pepper. And she, in
Where
theory,
Rose
is
almost jumped off the ship. Yep.
she's standing there and he
Drunk as
goes,
can be.
grabs, and not only was this coat and hat found in Lost and Found, but so must have a wig, because guess what? That's not
Uh-huh.
Jessica.
Oh God, the wig. Where did they have a wig on
I
this
don't
ship?
know.
This
And
is
it's
crazy.
the hot guy in the polo shirt,
Uh-huh.
and he's caught,
Save the
captured,
day.
captured. And now it's
Pretty
time
anticlimactic, yeah.
for some exposition. We see him hauled away once they reach, but
Hmm.
we don't see his face, which tells me
In a
it's not actually that
striking,
actor.
oh, it's not. In a striking red jacket, though. Love
I
that
love
jacket.
that you say, no, it's not. Oh no, it's not. Let's
Yeah,
see.
we
In the
get
same
kind of
shot.
a bland sort of
Mm.
wrap up here. I don't love this little wrap up where essentially Leslie Nielsen tells us exactly what happened. I feel like it's pretty clear what happened.
Well, you know,
Ooh, I like
it's
this look on Jessica. Yellow is good on her. Okay. Cute scarf too.
chic, chic.
She is chic. She looks like she's on a cruise ship in the 80s. Good for her.
And now we've docked. Are we back home? Because a bunch of people are just sort of hanging out on the ship, not
This is
getting
not how
off.
it happens. Have you ever been on a cruise ship when it's
No,
deboarding? It is
I've never been on a cruise ship.
awful.
The only
Really?
time I've ever been I've been on ferries, but I've never been on like an actual cruise
Mm,
ship.
mm,
I did some party in New York City on like a dance ferry, like at the
sure.
pier off Christopher Street. I
Yeah.
think that was a ferry, not an actual
Yeah.
like quote ship.
Admittedly,
Oh,
I'm not a boat
see,
person.
this is where
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen is giving us all of the explanation. So,
Hmm.
so he immediately removes guilt because he says, no, last year the wife told him that she had a son, the Reed, when she was 17.
Yeah.
And he was like, there's my opportunity. I want her money. And he
Right.
can't divorce her because, that's not enough.
Why would he want to divorce her? She's striking and lovely. I don't understand that. We never get any reason as to why. I mean, money, I guess.
He wanted to kill her, and he had just recently married her, so he wouldn't be entitled to that money before they met. That's not community
Sure.
property.
I get it.
So in theory, Johnny did in fact kill himself.
Hmm.
And
I
he
thought it was going to
said,
be revealed that he didn't and somebody else killed him. But no, he definitely unalived himself with that gun
I
while Pepper
wonder,
was having that sexy pool scene.
I wonder because this scene is so weird, it's shot differently. Again, some
Uh-huh.
actors we see from behind and probably aren't the original actors. If this was a reshoot, and there may have been an
Oh,
ending rewritten
that's interesting. Because there's
because they
nobody
may
else in
have,
this ending. We don't get
yeah.
any final moments with our quirky characters, not Lynda Day George, not Vicki
And
Lawrence,
it's
not Aunt Jo
it's
Anne Worley.
really he just waves it away. No, we couldn't have done anything. He did kill himself. He must have done
Yeah.
this and this. I wonder if they did this because an actual explanation either took up too much time or it was confusing or they realized that there
Yeah,
was an
maybe.
issue
It
because
makes
it's
sense.
it's I mean, it could go either way and I frankly will never know. Let me get he smiles for the first time
Right.
right
Oh,
at
he's a
the end.
personality. Okay.
Oh.
Basically, there she's a little sweet on her, like everybody tends to be. Uh,
Show me your hoochie coochie, are you?
She mentions his hoochie coochie. He's like, no, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, like Ramon said. Gotcha, hoochie coochie.
mhm.
It's
Captain
such a
Nielsen, you can
weird
show me your hoochie
moment.
coochie.
Such
It's
a weird moment.
kind of a feminine pet name for genitalia,
Hoochie coochie?
don't you think?
I mean, A, it's a
Maybe,
dance, which is
okay,
what he
I'll say it's
meant.
juvenile.
I I assume that it meant I mean hoochie coochie is a belly dance, I
Is
think.
it? Okay. I trust you to know more than me
All
in the
right,
belly dance category.
now I have to look it
Yeah.
up. Hoochie coochie.
Jeepers creepers.
Several sexually provocative belly dance like dances
Okay, you were
from the
right,
late 1800s,
as you oft are.
popularized by many people, including Little Egypt, who is actually a burlesque legend.
Hmm.
Uh,
Work.
well, because excuse me, you would also often hear about some of the strippers that would like shake dancers that would work at like
Yeah.
dance halls. They would
Oh
be like
yeah.
the hoochie coochie
Of
girls.
course. Of course. So they
But
were talking about dancing this whole time, and here I thought they were talking about lewd genitalia.
well, I believe that it's meant to be
Ever.
an innuendo, petrified,
Oh, there's that
and
bathing suit again.
and an
Oof.
undo. Yeah, we've hit repeat. We're back at the terrifying Brian De Palma
She's
nightmare
gonna have her
sequence,
period any moment. Yeah.
and he,
That's what it looks like.
I know. Have you seen Dress to Kill, the film
Dress to Kill with
with Angie Dickinson and
and is it Michael Caine?
it is Michael Caine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but
it has not aged great because there's
no.
sexual sorry
Hmm.
there's gender dysphoria
Hmm.
that is
Yeah. Framed as
included,
like violent mental illness. Yeah.
which similarly to Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs, but even though there is an intentional but not sufficient mention that it doesn't count as a transsexual.
Oh,
It
is
doesn't
there?
matter. There is. It's in it, and I spent the entire movie saying, "Are they going to talk about this?" And they do at a pivotal point. But
Very end of Psycho Norman Bates moment. Yeah.
it's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason I asked is because the soft focus, the slow motion aspect, the soaping up of Angie Dickinson in the shower, uh, made me think of
Sure.
of these scenes here. So yeah, this episode reads very much of the time it was filmed. So you can really tell that
Yeah.
some shows in the early 80s are still feeling that 1970s vibe.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And
look
I
at like
often
this
wonder
doctor
who
right here
directs.
is wearing bell bottoms practically. Like those
Honestly,
cuffs are wide.
this sanitarium looks like it's right out of like Halloween or something. Like this is the Michael Myers hearing when he's released from the sanitarium, right? This is what it looks
Yeah,
like. This is how it
yeah.
feels. So
The Little Sisters of Mercy.
I do love that though. I love
Yeah.
that tone. It's so distinct. Um, what
Well,
fun. What fun.
I think we covered all the points. I think we got
I
through
think
all of the
so.
plot.
Yeah.
We got super
Um,
distracted along the way because there's so much to talk about.
there is.
Sometimes 45 minutes is not 48 minutes is not enough time to really get into it.
Dig in, dive deep, dive into the waters
Well, because so
of
many
the
of these
Queen
moments are so
Mary.
quick. Like it's
I
so
know.
quick.
I know.
Um,
Like this
some
white limo
great,
here. Ooh.
some great moments here on the Queen Mary. Uh,
They
yeah.
couldn't find like they couldn't go to a more active port to I mean I don't know
Well,
what the
look,
filming
see, Queen
guidelines
Mary
for
has always had like
1985
a
were.
they've always had like a tourism trade because there's a lot of tours that go on it, a
Hmm.
lot of events that go on it, but it also, I believe, can be rented.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they would pick like a dry docked, actually, this isn't dry docked because it's still in the water, but a
Yeah.
docked ship. But I love the fact that they didn't even like just the side of the building, it just has
Yeah.
a flapping. Can you actually, I'm gonna see
My
when we see
gosh.
that shot of the boat again, you can
It just flapping
just
in the breeze.
barely see the
There's something
queue.
underneath it. Yeah.
You can just about see the
Jeez.
queue. It's pretty fantastic.
Production guys were like, this is the best we can do.
And this
Just
is
deal with
definitely
it.
a backdrop. They're not actually in front of anything right now.
Uh-huh. That's not a boat that this photograph is taking
I
place in front
love
of.
it. I love it. Uh,
I'm
well,
telling you,
folks,
that boat split in half and is in the middle of the Atlantic right now. Okay, so
it's been
you said
84 years.
84 years. Uh, by the way, I have been on one cruise in my life, and I will never, ever, ever go on a cruise again. It was the worst experience
Really?
vacation-wise I've ever had. Well, okay, so I'm probably going to say things that some people are like, that sounds great. But it's essentially a bunch of elderly people who just want to eat and drink all day. And that's it. That's what a cruise is, at least in
Yeah,
my
you're
humble
really not
experience.
you're not underselling me on this, but
It
I get it. I've heard some gay cruises are a lot of fun, and some drag cruises have been a lot of fun.
I
Uh
would give him a try, but the idea of being trapped on a vessel in the middle of the water, hundreds of miles away from land, uh, I'm a
yeah.
Taurus baby. I'm an earth creature. The idea of being out in the water like that is just so uncomfortable to me. And if you get a little weather and you're just constantly rocking, I feel like I'm going to die every moment. I just can't do it. Boats are not for me. No, no.
I'd be willing to give it a shot, I think. Maybe not 20, 30, 40 years ago. Well, because I'm only 41. But with technology as it is, the fact that I can get some Wi-Fi, the fact that
That's true.
there's some change in expectation, I feel possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I'm not running out, but they're also really expensive.
they can be. Yeah.
Like
Well,
those
and
Carnival or Disney cruise, like
yeah. Oh, the
jeepers.
Disney ones, the Norwegian ones, the princess ones. Yeah. If you go on something a little cheaper, then I think if you
But
really
I
go on like
wouldn't
a
want to
party
go on
boat,
something cheaper.
no.
That's the thing is I want amenities.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna, then I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about it
Plus,
just is not right for me. I also like get terribly seasick, so that didn't help.
you see this lady in the striped suit right there, so fabulous. Everyone's so dressed.
Okay.
Everyone's so nautically dressed.
They're
Uh,
even the music, the score for this episode was very nautical. It
Very nautical.
was like, we're going on a boat. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And we don't for a while. I think the next
No.
ship one is the June Havoc episode, which is in
Mm,
many seasons where
long time.
it's a Jessica Framed episode, but she's
Long
not
time away.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Victor Devon, what are your final thoughts for My Johnny Lies Over the Ocean?
Very rewatchable.
Mm.
It's a very easy episode to just put on and sort of go in and out.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of fun, visually interesting or attractive characters. So again, it's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant, cozy mystery, despite the weird De Palma Hitchcockian
Hmm.
horror aspect that
Yeah.
shows up every now and then.
Yeah.
Uh, it doesn't, I don't know. I feel it to be a little bit less menacing at times than it really even could have been. Um, the performances, everyone came to play.
Yeah.
Everyone either underplays or plays very accurately.
Hmm.
Nobody is, I mean, even the secretaries who are the scene chewing are not overpowering. In fact, as you pointed out, a little underused.
Yeah. Good
Um,
point. Yeah.
so there's no showboating in that regard. No one sticks
No,
out like a sore thumb. In fact, the only one who really is campy is Angela Lansbury at the very end.
you're right. Yeah.
Um, so, and we see again, I like the fact that we're learning more about the lore. We see a brother. We never see
Hmm.
him again, but
Nope.
we've acknowledged the fact that that Jessica has had many siblings, to explain all the nieces and nephews.
He must have been Catholic.
Um, well, I mean, with a name like McGill, yeah, probably. Irish Catholic, almost
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, and I like the repartee between her and Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
And even the ingenue, who is ostensibly Pepper here, gets in on the uh, unmasking of the villain. Is part of. She takes the picture at the end. Like she's
Hmm.
vital. She's not just utterly useless and sobbing.
No. Yeah. Very true.
Although she spends a lot of time kind of useless and sobbing,
Yeah.
she's given something to do by the end of it.
She's trying.
Well, because she has to be happy at the end. She can't still be traumatized at the end. She
Yeah.
has to go through that arc. And it's summed up real quick. Her husband's
Oh,
still
yeah.
dead. He still killed himself, and she still dreams of his dead body. But
But she
she's on
maybe
the road
got
to
some tail.
recovery. Yeah, that's right. And she ends up with the boy in the polo shirt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and there's a lot of really cute moments with the supporting cast, including Ramon
Yeah.
and like even just like the little bits with the maitre d are a lot of fun. It's a lot
Hmm.
of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Hmm. Yeah.
What about you? How do you feel about my Johnny lies over the
Oh,
ocean?
my Johnny. I think if I have any, first of all, if you have seen the episode a few times and you are familiar with the plot and you don't really need to pay attention so much, watch the extras in this episode because they are terrible. They are so bad at their job. There's a scene when Mrs. Reed is murdered and there's a bunch of extras like trying to like look in the room to see, and there's like a ship employee who's like, please, 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 privacy, please. And these people are like, it's about as it's like bad extras in a middle school musical. It's so fun. So there's that. I also do love the very stalker slasher movie vibes of this. I just like you said, I don't know that it was exploited enough. I think we could have gone further in it. It could have been scarier. Because I was really into it when she was getting all these weird notes and hearing voices. It was very like and I wanted more.
If it
Um,
wasn't 48 minutes, I
yeah,
feel this could have been a double episode. Like it almost feel
absolutely.
Reed
Yeah,
dies a little early
yeah.
because that has to change everything when she dies.
She dies early. Doesn't she die like 33 minutes into the episode?
Right. Well, okay, fine. Early is a strong word, but she
Fair.
dies earlier than, because those things
Oh,
have
I
to
see what you're
stop
saying. Yeah,
when
yeah,
she
yeah.
dies.
Yeah.
We can't get any more of those things
See, I think
if
we
she's
needed one
dead.
more scene of her getting stalked. I think that it would have been more interesting if he were still, I know he can't because she's dead and she's trying to pin it on her. Mr. Reed is trying to pin it on his wife, who unalived herself. She was murdered. But I wanted like another beat of that
Okay.
because it kind of ended in a place that didn't feel satisfying. So I agree with you. I think this is a really fun episode. Great performances across the board. I really have no complaints about anybody. I think they're all really good in it. Um, but the climaxes of all these beats is a little underwhelming for me, particularly the last one at the end where Captain Nielsen just sort of wraps up the story in a
Mm.
clean
It's
bow, and
abrupt.
we
Yeah.
don't get any we don't get any epilogue from all these lovely characters that we meet. I still can't believe Vicki Lawrence was so underused. She did get a good scream in there, but even that was like a little shortened for me. Yeah. She
Yeah.
looked great. She looked very stylish and cute.
Well,
Um,
she'll be back in an even more thankless role
yeah.
later in the series in the trial episode.
Oh yeah. Oh my
She's
God. See, I think she's better in that episode than this one. I
yeah,
think,
but she's got less to
yeah.
do. I think she's got a whole 8 lines in that.
All she does is like, listen to her. She's a smart lady.
Yeah, for
We'll
some
we'll
reasonably
get to it.
intelligent people.
That
Yeah.
is an excellent episode though.
My husband hates it,
So
and
really?
I
Oh,
love
I
that one.
love that one. It's probably one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
Anytime
Um,
that there are flashbacks, you're going to lose some points with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
So he feels that it's a lazy storytelling
Fair.
device because that's not how he wants
I
his
get it.
mysteries to be unraveled.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
and if I have any other observations, it's look at the dining room scenes and look at the ugly chairs that they use. This ship was on a budget.
this Wiener Schnitzel is only
All I'm
eight
gonna say.
dollars.
See?
Eight
Point
dollars.
proven. You pound that Wiener, you bread it and you fry it and you serve it as schnitzel.
Let me see.
That's my
Yeah,
lesson for you.
we're oh God, we're back at 13 minutes in. We're
Oh
gonna
my
do this all
God.
over again.
Yeah, we
Uh,
sure are.
these are cheap prices right here.
They are.
Lightly breaded
That's a lot of
veal.
schnitzel on this menu.
Is schnitzel veal typically?
Yeah, I think it is.
Why did I
It's
think?
often veal,
Okay,
or pork.
interesting. It never really occurred to me.
Yeah.
Schnitzel a la Holstein, which is a whole 50 cents more, with
Hmm.
anchovies, eggs, capers, vegetable of the day, and potatoes.
Okay, we got some balanced menu items here. I'm into it.
Yeah. Oh,
This is what we reduced ourselves to reading the menu. And you know what? My
we
final takeaway, I'm going to try this chicken recipe. Chicken breast with walnuts,
and mustard sauce.
mushrooms, and mustard sauce. And I will report back.
You let us know.
I will.
Will you do it in the in your kitchen to show
Oh
us
my God,
the
I should.
process?
I'll make a
That would be
short out
some
of it.
lovely extra bonus content. Do every recipe that appears in Murder, She
In Murder,
Wrote.
She Wrote. I have a feeling there aren't
Uh,
many.
no, there's only a few. She talks
Oh,
about bolognese at one point or another, but you've done that, right? You've done
oh
a
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, okay, so we
All
wrap this
right.
one up.
So
Yep.
that was my Johnny Lies Over the Ocean. Fun had by all. Mustard sauce had by all.
Yeah. Especially Jessica, who got to play drunk.
It's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
utterly fantastic. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that was my Johnny Lies Over the Ocean. Next time we're heading over to Cesar Romero's mansion. That'll be our next episode with Paint Me a Murder.
Another handsome guy. I'm
Yes,
into it.
indeed. Gay icon,
Oh,
Cesar Romero.
Ramon. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, excellent.
We
Well,
appreciate.
I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified,
and this
and this
was
was
Tonight
tonight on
on
Murder,
Murder,
She
She
Wrote.
Wrote. Oh my God, I think that was the most in sync we've ever been.
Truly. We'll find out in the recording.
That's pretty fantastic. Oh God. All right. Well, bye everyone.
Bye-bye. Good night. Have
Bad
a pleasant tomorrow.
purr.